Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. This is Jaylee's Corner. I am, of course, Jaylee, and this is my review for The Have and the Have Not Season 4. Another Season 4 show. Season 4, Episode 16, titled Railroad. So this is a very good episode. It was, a couple things happened. Tyler Perry is an S-Love. Oh, what am I doing? First things first, before we get into all of that, if you have not done so already, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel. It does not cost you anything. It just lets you know when I have a new video up, new content up, new reviews up, new celebrity gossip, but it's new things on my channel. So please take a moment, hit the subscribe button. You just hit subscribe, and it just lets you know that, hey, Jaylee's Corner has a new review up. So please subscribe. You can also like my video, you can also share my video, and there's also a comment section below where you can discuss the show, my review, or whatever else you need to say. The only rule to putting something in the comment section is you must be respectful. My hair looks crazy, but I'm a messy bun type of girl, even with my gray hairs popping, even though I'm only 35. We ain't gonna talk about that. So, let's just get into this review. It was, as I was saying, it was a good episode. I ain't gotta say fuck Tyler Perry today. Not today. We don't know how next week is gonna be. We know Tyler Perry has a habit of sometimes having the shows be too slow and running on. I know I am very frustrated that Candace still does not know that her son is dead. I think that is the craziest thing ever. I mean, take it. I think the little boy only been dead for maybe a day or two. In Tyler Perry world, I don't think it's been like 4 or 5 days. I think it's like maybe 2 days because they were at the morgue that night. We know Hannah came to the house. I'm getting all off topic. But yeah, that's one thing that's frustrating me, that she does not know yet. I think that's crazy. But anywho, the episode does start off with where it left off from last time, with Charles having a Secret Service bust in, and Candace is being accused of being a terrorist, which I was so confused on last week, between Candace being accused of being a terrorist and also Benny being accused of maybe being a threat to national security. I am very confused on that. We'll get into Benny a little bit later. But yeah, so Candace, of course, is shocked, and she's trying to act like she has no idea. Well, she does have no idea because she's not a terrorist. I just think Candace thought she was smarter than the average bear. And my dress looks crazy. You can see my bra straps, but whatever. Don't judge me. Yeah, but Candace is acting, not even acting, she knows that she's not a terrorist. Again, I think she thought she was smarter than the average bear, and I think she thought that she was getting over on Charles. Solely because, as we come to find out, Charles has two sides. Charles has Charles' side, who was very nice and, clean cut and like a little church mouse, a little church boy. But it's a whole other side to Charles, who he calls Chucky. And, we find out that they actually know everything about Candace. He does have them handcuff Candace because she's a terrorist. They do have evidence on the computer that's in her room that has photos and things showing that she's been supposedly following him for months. But, of course, we know that this is stuff that Oscar probably had on the computer, because I think she got it from him. So that's probably his, stuff that was on there. But, that part doesn't matter, because as he lets her know, like, we tossed your room already. We found your recordings. We knew this, we knew that. There's at one moment when he says to the Secret Service, like, how much time did the other girl get? And they was like, oh yeah, she got life. And she's like, what? You can't, you have to know I didn't do this. So, of course, she's freaking the fuck out. Hell, I was freaking the fuck out, because I'm like, Charles, you were so nice, Charles. What happened to you? And he just sort of got gangsta and was like, look, you know what I'm saying? I know who you are. He just ran down her whole life. I mean, he called her by her government name, everything. But I kept seeing that in my reviews before. How can you be a presidential candidate nominee and you don't know the chick in the room next door to you? I said that myself, that that's not realistic. I'm happy that they finally put that into play, basically, that he knew who she was. He was just playing along with it. I like that part of it. He does, once he has them handcuff her, he does have them leave out. He's like, give us a minute. And he just say, I know that you didn't, I know that you haven't used the computer here, that you didn't go down to the lobby to use the computer, that you haven't done anything besides meet with the guy in the lobby. Oscar. He said Oscar and Oscar's other fake name. And he's like, and I guess he's trying to get you to blackmail me, but we know you didn't, because the only recording that you had was that little one that you played of us, and that was really nothing. And she, Miss, I wasn't going to blackmail you. And he asked her why. And she's like, well, I like you. You're cute. He is a little cutie. And I don't know if she's having a real honest moment, or if she's having a Candace fake honest moment. Meaning she mean what she say, but she's only saying it to get out of whatever trouble she's in. So it's almost still a lie. Or if she really does mean that, she like him. We do know that she was not trying to blackmail him. We do know that she did take out all the cameras and all that stuff that Oscar had in the room. Good thing that she did that, because they would have found it if not. And so she had that honest conversation with him, then saying how she liked him, and that she only recorded the little bit that she did, and not even threatened, but let him hear it so that he would come back. It wasn't about blackmail per se. It was, I want you to come back and see me. And, he's like, oh, so you wanted me to come back and see you? And, they have this just honest moment. He does have them come back in, take the cuffs off of her. They do take her phone. So I guess that's another whole reason why she not gonna know her son is dead, because she don't have her phones. And they're like, can we start over? So he's like, hi, I'm Charles, something, his whole little name. And she's like, hi, I'm Candace Young. And then he was like, no, you're not. I think he told you're out of your league. And she was like, wow, I thought I had you figured out. I thought you were this nice guy, but you're not. The guy he's like, well, I am nice. And she's like, no, this person here, he's not nice. He's mean, he's different. And he was like, yo, yeah, this is my other side. This is Chucky. Hey, Chucky. They call you Chucky. I mean, honestly, as I was watching him talk, he made me shiver. I mean, because my thing is, you do love him. He playing this role. I don't know who he is in real life, or what else he's playing in. He's playing this role of Charles, this two-sided person who has to be Charles in public. He has to be presidential. He has to be a senator of Michigan. What up, Michigan? I'm from, that's where I am now. So, and people know dudes, well, he might not be from Detroit, so I can't say dude's from Detroit. But he's from Michigan, and I'm in Michigan, so I like that aspect of it. But he has these two sides to where he is but he said that in the last episode, he said on the surface, I'm like a duck floating on water, but beneath the surface, I'm like this. My feet is just fluttering. He told her that. That basically means I have two sides, and I keep one side calm, and the other side is a monster, is what I got from it. So I want to see more of Chucky. You know what I'm saying? I like Chucky. Hey, Chucky. So, after they she knows that she not going to be arrested, and, they kind of started over a little bit. He shows how he was allowing her to be dominant, and in reality he has the power, and he knows the power turns her on. So he offers for them to have sex again. She's like, I don't want to have sex with you now. Now you're gonna force me to have sex with you. And he was like, no, not at all. If you say no, that's fine. He did say, after he ran on her whole rap sheet as far as how she got and lost $7 million in less than 30 days, about her arrest, how she used to be a prostitute. He ran down her whole life to her as if it was a book. And I'm like, that show you that double-sided coin. I know everything about you, and you had no idea that I was playing you the whole time. You thought you was playing me. And she's like, well, I know you can't trust me now, so I guess, I won't see you anymore. He was like, no, I can trust you as long as I have the upper hand, as long as I have the power. And I was like, again, hey, Chucky, you got the power. I mean, I like this character. And I think because I also like light-skinned guys, he reminds me of my boo. But whatever. So, yeah. She says no to the sex. And he starts saying, like, when I have... Basically, what he said was, when I have an itch, I want to scratch. I wanted you to be one of the people to scratch that itch. And she's like, no, I've learned that if I'm not the only one, I don't want to be, involved in that situation. He basically wanted her to be a hoe in his stable. And not even a hoe like she's a prostitute, but even though she was a prostitute. But like, he wanted her to be one of her... He wanted her to be one of his vaginas. He just wanted, open and available vaginas when he could go sleep with them, and he wanted her to be one of those because he's like, you're the most beautiful woman I've seen. So he do like her, but he know she's a powder keg waiting to blow, as he said. And so he know that that's an issue. So as they're having a conversation, we see Landon is back. So Landon was on the campaign trail when Jim and David was all on the campaign trail. Also with Maggie Day, that Veronica had Maggie Day killed. So Landon is back. He also was the gay person who was sleeping at one point with Jeffrey. He's back and he sees Candace, so he kind of like, oh shit, you in the room with a black widow spider. You don't even know it. So he's trying to slyly say, okay, we need to go right now. He does bring up that there was a shooting, that a kid was killed, in the crossfires. And of course, we know he's talking about Candace's son, but Candace don't know that. I thought he was going to say the name Q, or he was going to say the name, like Hannah's name. I thought he was going to say someone's name that she would recognize, and that would be how she found out. I then thought maybe he going to say the location of where the shooting was, and she'll say, oh, my people was there. And maybe that will be how she at least call and find out. Of course, they ain't say shit. But, Charles was like, I'm not going to try to use that as a ploy. Because Landon was saying, well, you can go meet go talk to the mom or the grandmother, or, do this and do that. And Charles was like, I'll make a statement about it. I'll do a press release or do a news conference, but I don't want to exploit the situation. So he still was trying to get Charles out of the room. And Charles kind of was like, I'm going to be there when I be there. And Landon kept saying, well, you hired me to keep you on task, and I'm trying to keep you on task. But he was trying to get him out the room with Candace. And, but he made Landon leave because he was talking to Candace. He did say, you going to be here later? And she was like, yeah. And he said, okay, I'll see you later. Hey, Chucky. What it do, Chucky? Chucky, my new boo. And he made me shiver. It was the weirdest thing. I was like, hey, what the hell? But it was also cold in my apartment because I had the air conditioner on, so I could have just been cold. So next, we do see Veronica visiting Melissa in the hospital. This whole scene kind of irked my nerves, just for the simple fact of Melissa should be pissed the fuck off. Melissa should be so angry that nothing that Veronica says gets to her. She should not go back into that shell of who she used to be. She should not be scared of Veronica. The only reason you were even in her clutches or in her, in her way or whatever, is because she was trying to help your father with his medical stuff. Your father has passed away. At this point, you have every reason to be a bitch to Veronica and not care about what she threatens you with. So when Veronica is there just saying, how she was upset, told the girl to apologize, and, Melissa's like, you only care about the baby? And Veronica's like, of course, who else would I care about? Meaning she doesn't care about Melissa. I hope her name is Melissa and I'm not calling her the wrong damn name. I can't think right now. If I'm saying the wrong name, people please forgive me, but you know who I'm talking about. Anywho, but yeah. So it was a thing of Veronica just saying, you don't want to die for real. Because if you wanted to die, you would have dug the razor deep into your skin. You want attention. I can give you attention. She was slapping the girl. And at one point, she did say, don't touch me. First of all, slap me once, bitch, we fighting. Especially if I feel like you're the reason that my father died. If you're the reason I'm in this predicament, bitch, we fighting on sight. That's just my point of view. So for me, it was a little weird to see Melissa still in that weak, vulnerable, scared of Veronica stage. If the only thing she had over you was your father, who has passed away. And even when Veronica said, oh, niggas die every day. Bitch, what? Did you just call my daddy an old nigga? Like, it would have been a fight. I mean, it would have been some goddamn furniture moving, flat out. So for me, that was the thing that's crazy. And Veronica even saying to her, the only thing keeping you safe is the baby. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't have this baby, I wouldn't care about you. You can die on the side of the road. You know, at one point she says to her, if you try this again, you don't have to worry about coming to the hospital. I'm going to throw you off of a roof and I'm going to revive you myself. And you will be in a catatonic state to where you are mentally there, but you can't move your body. Bitch, you ain't going to threaten me, okay? I mean, I need them to give Melissa a fucking backbone. I need them to use her father's death as her strength. That's what I need to make that whole dynamic even work. Because for me, it no longer worked with her being oh so scared and timid and oh so sad. I need her to comb her hair, put some put some Vaseline or some lip gloss on her lips so they don't look dry. But I get she in the hospital, she tried to kill herself, so she's supposed to look ashy. But I need them to, when she's better, they need to get her to be Veronica's enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I need it to be. I need her to team up with Candace and somebody, but I can't have her still being this little timid pregnant woman, or let her baby be her strength. Who wants their baby raised with Veronica? Veronica's batshit crazy. I need her to just get some balls from somewhere and stand up for herself. Because all the threatening and the stuff Veronica did to me, I was like, it was overkill for her to not have a better, stronger response to those threats. And you gonna slap me and I'm in a hospital bed? Oh my god, it would have been a whole thing. Anywho, we see the next scene is Hannah and Catherine. They're picking a casket. Of course, Hannah is like, whatever, but she's also worried about costs. And we see that Catherine said, I told you I'm going to pay for it, don't worry about it. So after that is done, she does pick a date for the funeral. It's going to be on a Saturday. I don't know what the day is there. I don't know if it's a Tuesday or if it's a Monday. We don't know. So we know this funeral could be 18 episodes down the line. But she does call the phone. I don't know if she was calling Benny's phone or if she called Mitch's phone, but I'm guessing she called Benny's phone and Mitch just has the phone. But Mitch answered, of course, because Benny's locked up or he's in questioning. And she's like, where's Benny? And Mitch is trying not to tell her that Benny's arrested because Benny asked him not to tell her that. And of course, Hannah like, you keep saying he's busy, you keep saying he's not there, where is my son? Catherine come in and she get the phone and she's like, who is this? This is Mitch. We don't want Hannah to know. Benny's been arrested with that whole cute Quincy Maxwell situation. And Catherine's like, okay, I'm going to handle it. I'm going to make a phone call. She's trying to tell Hannah that Benny's okay, but not tell her where Benny is so that she doesn't freak out. But of course, we know Hannah keep asking and asking and asking and asking. So she eventually does say, okay, don't freak out. Calm down. He's in the hospital. He's been arrested. And of course, Hannah is gone. She's going to get her baby boy. So yeah, we see that. We do see that Wyatt is up. He's awake from his initial detoxing of the drugs and everything. He is going to be released home. We see Jim come in to have a conversation with him. And the whole conversation with Jim and Wyatt, I think, was long overdue. Even though Wyatt is an entitled asshole drug addict of a child, he is that way because his parents kind of made him that way in certain ways. Wyatt has a valid reason to, at this point, not like his father. Because his father, as he said in the scene, you had me arrested, you put me in a cell with a monster who beat me up and did things to me. You know what I'm saying? We know that he was raped in prison and everything. And his father put him there because his father thought he was doing the right thing for Wyatt. Wyatt was wrong because, of course, Wyatt was doing all kind of crazy things. He was still getting high, just being a entitled jerk of a kid. But in result of what Wyatt did, Jim did something that made things worse. And now Wyatt is to the point where he doesn't want to have anything to do with his family. Well, at least his mom and his dad. As he said, I don't ever want to see you or mom again. I have my inheritance. I don't need you guys. I'm fine. And for some reason, Jim thought he can convince Wyatt to give them back the money so they can put it in the trust and they can give him a monthly allowance. His mama can invest the money. He don't like y'all, Jim. He like, fuck you guys, I'm going home, is what he basically was saying. And even when he was telling his dad, like, you're only here because you don't want me to testify, he had no idea that Jennifer Salazar, the DA, is dead. So you ain't even got nothing to testify about. Like, they haven't even talked about anything. That whole story is like, it's as if it never happened. It's a whole new, we know how Tyler Perry likes bringing in new stories without closing old loopholes. So he's just telling Jim, you know, I'm done with y'all, leave me alone. I just hope him having this argument with Jim isn't another trigger to have him start using again. His parents are definitely his trigger. Because Wyatt, for the most part, when he first woke up and he was talking to the girl, just saying, you know, I've been asleep for so long, you know, am I being released? He was calm, he was cool, he was collected. And the minute his father came in, he was on defense. He was afraid-ish of his father and also angry with his father. And we know most drug addicts, that's their trigger. If they're angry with someone or they're too happy, it's triggers. It's triggers. Even when Jim was getting closer to him and Wyatt was like backing away as if he was scared his father would do something to him. Because, you know, you never know. So he, you know, they had that scene and that's all well and out. We do see that Jim calls Oscar, basically trying to figure out if he is anywhere with getting the money back. When he called Oscar, the first thing I thought was, and he asked Oscar, where are you in the plan of it? And I was like, I can't tell you. I can't, you know, let you know how I do things, but it's in the works. My first thought was, I hope this drug at home people isn't a ruse to get them to get the money back. But I was like, it can't be, because Jeffrey gave Wyatt the phone number. So I'm like, maybe not. Maybe that's not what it is. Come to find out, as he on the phone with Oscar and they hang up, the nurse girl, or the doctor girl, walks up and, you know, I was like, hey, I'm Oscar, nice to meet you. I have a proposition for you. He gonna try to proposition that girl to fuck over that man's money, which I hope they don't do, solely because it's gonna be a damn trigger. So we shall see what happens with that. So that's a whole new storyline that Tyler Perry didn't open up without closing old stories. We do see Benny still locked up. He is still in the damn, not even locked up, he's still in the interrogation room, because he's not in jail. He's in the damn interrogation room. Veronica got there and she says to him, because he's like, what am I here for? And she's like, well, you're being charged with murder. Now I get confused, because on the last episode it clearly said that the cops said, you're not arrested, you're free to go, you weren't charged with anything. And Benny tries to get up and leave until the national police, the Secret Service people come in and question him on that way. But I'm like, how can they say in the last episode that you're not charged with murder, and then all of a sudden you are charged with it? And Veronica's saying how she's looking through the paperwork or whatnot, and she sees nothing regarding Secret Service or anyone coming to have a conversation with Benny. I'm confused, okay? I'm confused. So what I'm wondering is, did Charles pull some strings to have Benny held once he found out Benny was arrested? Because if Charles already had Candace's room ransacked or whatever, I'm like, if you know who she is, you know who her mama is, you know who her brother is. So I'm like, is that the person who he offended? Because Veronica kept on saying, who did you piss off that's, you know, higher up? It's not me. Because Benny does say, I know I, you know, put the dick on you real good and stuff, and I know I, you know, dicked you down, basically, but you shouldn't go through all this. And she's like, boy, this ain't me. I'm powerful, but I'm not this powerful. Benny suggests, if it's David. She's like, he not this powerful either. You pissed off somebody powerful enough to have them hold you like this. And I'm like, okay, is it Charles? Like, I don't know. So Veronica does say, you know, I'm going to work on getting you out of here, but when I get you out of here, you know, you're going to have to work off, you know, this retainer fee. Did you just tell that man he gotta fuck you for you representing him? It's first of all, that gotta be legal. You can't exchange dick for court fees and lawyer fees. That gotta break at least 4 laws of the bylaws of the grand United States of these Americas. Yes, I said it like that. I'm not going crazy. I was just being funny. But yeah, that gotta be illegal. You cannot say to someone, when you get out, we gonna talk about my payment. Hint, hint. Boy, you gotta give me some penis for this stuff. I was like, who says that? Oh, Veronica, old freaky ass. Anyway, what else? Justin and Jeffrey. We see that Justin followed Jeffrey to his hotel solely because Veronica crazy ass then told him she gonna tell his wife. So he, of course, is freaking out. So he don't want to call Jeffrey. He doesn't want Veronica to see him with Jeffrey. So he feel like I have to follow him secretly as a cop and make sure his mama not around and then pop up and talk to him. And that's what he did. So Jeffrey, of course, is not too happy that Justin followed him. Like, don't do that no more. But he does tell Jeffrey the reason he did it, because your mom is threatening to tell my wife, would she really do that? And he like, hell yeah. You know, so Justin, of course, is nervous because he doesn't want his wife to know anything about his extracurricular homosexual encounters. You know, he want to keep that on the down low. Yeah. But he's, of course, still talking to Jeffrey like, well, I know you don't want to see me anymore. Jeffrey's like, well, that's not true. Jeffrey's still mad about the whole situation at Wyatt's house when Justin got jealous and there was like a whole little weird fight thing, and then the other cop walked in and almost shot everybody. So he's still mad about that, and Justin's still trying to apologize about that. Okay, cool, whatever. So, you know, he is saying that I just lost my train of thought. Anyway, they're talking back and forth, and Justin is basically trying to get Wyatt to forgive him in some sort of way. Just how, you know, he's saying, you know, I'm opening up my heart to you, so you need to at least give me credit for that. Because, again, Justin is a gay man who isn't out. He's new to his gay tendencies being acted upon. So for him, it's not as easy. The same way it wasn't easy for Jeffrey when he was, you know, not acting upon his urges. So on one end, I feel like Jeffrey should understand where Justin is coming from. On the other hand, Justin is every bit of a crazy ex-boyfriend or a crazy ex-girlfriend, however you want to say it. When you stalking a person, when you like, is you gonna call me? Make sure you call me. Like, all of that, it's very stalker-ish, and it's very like, you know, calm down, little moccasin. So Jeffrey's just saying like, you know, I need my space. You know, we can work things out, we can see, but I need you to respect my space. And Justin's like, you know, okay. And even Jeffrey makes the point of, I barely know you. You know, and Justin's like, well, we can get to know each other. It was just a funny scene just overall. But, you know, he does end up leaving, and that's fine. So, whatever. So, it was just, their scene was just a conversation of Justin letting Jeffrey know his mom knows and is threatening stuff, and Justin trying to just be close to Jeffrey. He's like, I miss you. You know, I miss you, Jeffrey. And Jeffrey's like, but we were just together before. He's like, but it's been so long. He wants some. Jeffrey, get that boy some so he can calm down. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, anywho, next. Oh, so the ending was, you know, we see David out with Erica, and they're talking about their last encounter where they were in the middle of having sex, and Erica abruptly stopped it because War walked in the room, and she had to get Jim out of there without him knowing that War was there. But she's still playing it as if, you know, oh my God, I was just so overwhelmed that, you know, I had to stop it, you know, but I do want to see you. I do like you. And then David like, well, I like you too. You know what I'm saying? You know, he an old man trying to get that young cat. But yeah, so that was a cute scene of just them, you know, flirting back and forth, and him finding out that she wasn't not into him, that he didn't do anything wrong, and she basically just put her foot back in his door. She did let him know, you know, I'm just not with the whole crazy ex-wife situation. And he's like, I'm so sorry. That won't happen again. And she's like, yeah, I can't believe it. The whole flower situation, what else could she do? And then who walks in and takes the seat? His crazy ass ex-wife, Veronica. Yes, Veronica walks in out of nowhere and sits down at their table as if she was invited. Veronica is the most batshit crazy female I know. I mean, I know some crazy people. Anywho, so that's how the episode went off. It's Veronica having a seat, saying, I'm capable of anything. As we see, because you came and had a seat. The scenes for the next episode look very, very good. There seems to be an altercation between Veronica and Erica in the elevator. We see Mama Rose is back, and she is on a warpath as far as trying to, I guess, find war or do something. So I'm interested to see how that works out. But that was my review of the Have and the Have-Nots. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to my channel, like my video, share my video, put a comment below. Please be respectful. And until next time, people, I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Peace.